Hey badasses, welcome back to the Badass Careers YouTube channel, which is the place to be if you want to design a career that you love, a career that feels good, it feels fulfilling, and then actually go out there and make it happen. Now today we are talking about 5 resume hacks that you can use to get hired, because that's the whole point of all of this, right? This is the reason in the first place that we are spending so much time and energy on this piece of paper effectively. It's because we want the job. We want it to convert into interviews, and for those interviews to convert into offers. Yeah! However, a recent study by Glassdoor actually showed that 98% of candidates will be rejected for roles based on their resume alone. And as much as we can say, oh, that is so silly, it's a piece of paper, they don't even get to know me, that's so unfair, I'm gonna flip that for you and say, you know what? It's a game that I learned to play. And it's one of the reasons that I really believe that resumes open doors and they can change lives.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
Because I've been able to get in front of the decision makers for the dream companies I wanted to work for. I was working for L'Oreal over in Paris. I worked for the Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy group. I've worked for Fortune 500s and tech startups and consulting, and it's because I know what I'm doing when it comes to resumes. And that's just my story. We're not even talking about the 10 years that I've spent personally in HR and recruitment. So this is a game you can learn to play, and I promise you, whatever experience you have, you can absolutely learn to leverage it and do this right. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of the hacks that I use that land my clients roles at companies like this and have me flooded with emails and messages every single day saying, Rosie, I got the job, it works, you have found your calling, you know what you're doing. And it's because I love resumes and I love teaching you how to own your resume. Please promise me one thing, never pay for a resume writer, because this is a life skill that you absolutely need to hone, because whether you're going for internal promotions, any role for the rest of your life, you're going to want to know how to do this effectively.
Trust me, it works.
Okay, so we're going to jump into some really, really fresh tips in today's video. So hack number 1 is I want you to nail your personal brand tagline. Now, this is something that I don't see many people using on their resumes, and it's a mistake because it can be so powerful. It screams, hire me. And if you don't know what I mean by tagline or personal brand statement or personal brand tagline, essentially it is a short, sharp, striking, and memorable phrase about you. And it's often used in the world of advertising. You see it all the time in the taglines of products. And essentially what you're trying to sum up here in a nutshell is who you are and how you add value to your specific audience that you're targeting. And of course, if you're a job seeker, what I mean by your audience is the company to whom you're applying. So it's essentially your unique selling proposition, what you do and how you do it differently, in a wee tagline that sits below your name on your resume. Think of it almost as your slogan, right? And we want to use this to set you apart from your competitors. We want it to be catchy, we want it to be memorable, and we want it to ooze self-awareness and also ooze a sense of, I understand what you need, and I'm here to solve that problem. And that is honestly the most perfect combination. Ask any recruiter when you see someone who's like, I know what you need and I've got what you need. Cue that song, tell me what you need, I got what you need. But that's exactly it in a nutshell, right? So as always in my videos, let's go through some concrete examples so we can make the concepts land. So this is one of my clients, Abigail, and she was going for a role at the Museum of Modern Art, hence the color scheme of her resume. And her personal brand tagline is business strategy and analytics, strategic partnerships, data for good. Now, this is very simple. This is one approach. It's essentially calling out her 2 core strengths or skill sets, the way she adds value, which is the analytics and the strategic partnerships. However, what she's also done in there, which is really powerful, is weave in her why she does what she does. Data for good. And that statement is catchy, it's memorable, and it makes you want to know more. What about this example from Phoebe? Now these are all anonymized names, by the way, of course, but her personal brand statement says, on a mission to grow social impact through engaging community experiences. So this was for a community manager role. So again, she's on a mission. She wants to create social impact. She was going for a company that creates social impact, and she does that through her expertise in building engaging community experiences. So this one's really powerful because straight away it's like, you know what, you and me, we want the same thing. We're on the same mission, we share the same values, and I've got the expertise to contribute to your mission. The next one from Monica Black is shaping culture through content and media. Boom. You know, it's really powerful. It's short, it's simple, but my gosh, that oozes confidence. That positions you instantly as a high performer, right? It positions you as a high value hire. You know, it's saying, I have a bigger why. I connect to shaping culture through the way we do content and media. It's bigger than just the role for me. However, content and media are my levers to make that change. You know, that's what I'm passionate about. Like, just that simple sentence says so much. So you can use this to say a lot of different things. You've got to keep your audience in mind. What do they want to hear? What do they need to know about who you are? Either your strengths, your skill set, your beliefs, your why, all of that good stuff. So 3 questions to ask yourself. What do you do? How do you do it? So what is it about your strengths, your unique secret sauce, your values that makes that difference? And why do you do what you do? These 3 questions are going to be able to draw out some juicy information for your very own personal branding statement. All right, hack number 2 is hyperlinks to the rescue. So I've seen a lot of people waste very, very precious real estate on their resume by giving their companies a tagline.
I'm sorry, what?
Telling us what a company does, what their turnover is, you know, explaining, I guess, the context of the role and that kind of thing. Hyperlink, you know, hyperlink the company name. If the recruiter wants to know more, make it easy for them, off they go. Also, make sure you hyperlink your LinkedIn and make sure your LinkedIn is really well curated. I've got loads of videos on LinkedIn if you want to check those out on my channel, but make sure that your LinkedIn is a nice place to land with featured media and about you and all that kind of stuff. You can also link to a personal website, to a portfolio, to a PDF pitch deck for them. You can link to so many cool things. Have you written a research paper? Hyperlink it. Have you got a patent? Hyperlink it. Think about your resume as a hub spot where they can click on different things to be able to learn more, right? Have you written an impressive blog article that got lots of hits and you've talked about it as a key accomplishment? Hyperlink it. So hyperlinks can be powerful. Obviously you don't want to overdo it and overwhelm them, but maybe 5, 6 strategic hyperlinks on your resume could be really, really nice. Make sure that you're always downloading it as a PDF as well, so it's nice and clean. The hyperlinks are clickable. Test it before you send it out, but that would just take it to the next level. Now, if you are liking this content, you are going to love my free resume masterclass. It is the only resume masterclass you will need to attend. It is over 1 hour packed with my juiciest strategies and tips. Definitely go and check that out. It's at badasscareers.com/badassmasterclass. It is all of my secrets from my life in HR and recruiting, and it will teach you how to write the kind of resume that opens doors to top tier companies. So enjoy. All right, hack number 3 is bringing your resume to life. And you can do this by adding in a video pitch.
What?
Now, a video pitch may seem a little bit scary, overwhelming, but it really doesn't have to be. Ditch the professional cameras and all that kind of thing. I want you to just jump on your phone and film vertically like you were creating an Instagram story and just say,
"Hi, I wanted to put a face to the name and let you know a little bit more about why I'm so excited for this particular role."
There are 3 main reasons, and connect the dots. Make the links between your strengths, your competencies, why you do what you do, and what the team's doing, what the problems are that need solving, and how you can add immense value. It should be 1 minute long, 2 minutes maximum. You do not have to overthink it, and this can be a really great thing to add because what you can do is hyperlink it, yay, again, and this does not have to be a big deal. Hop in front of a window with some natural lighting and just speak to them how you would if you had the opportunity to land the interview. If you are in a country where it's normal to put photos on your resume, you can hyperlink it to the photo and have a little arrow saying click to meet me, just like an example popping up right now. Otherwise, you can add it to the same area where you have your contact details with a little video icon and click to meet me, hyperlinked, of course. The video can just be living somewhere on your Dropbox or Google Drive. Make sure that the link is shareable for anyone with the link to be able to view it, and you are golden. Hack number 4 is to order your resume sections based on the job requirements. And we've already spoken about this in previous videos about how when you have your resume bullets underneath your experience section, you should order those as well so that the most impactful and the most game-changing bullet points are going to be read first by the recruiter. Like if they only read the first 1 or 2 bullet points of your experience section for each role, is it going to be the experiences that you would have liked them to have known about? So we've talked about strategically ordering there, but I mean actually from the entire contents of the page. So although there's going to be a relatively obvious flow in terms of having your summary or your profile and your experience, you also have all those other sections that you can add in. And based on your analysis of the job description and what's really going to shift the dial, you need to decide, am I going to add in those personal projects? Am I going to add in that volunteer work? Am I going to add in my languages? Am I going to add in my technical skills? What am I going to put in to complement this marketing pitch? And not only that, but how can my sections of my resume pack a punch? How can I convince the recruiter in the shortest amount of time possible? When they are skimming down the page, are they going to see boom, 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 pow? Is it going to be the most effective information up front and center, especially in that first upper third of the document? Are you really going to be able to pack a punch? And this can be quite strategic as well. If you've got something in your resume that you feel might disqualify you or paint you in a less favorable light. So for example, if you've done a degree, but it's not one of the degrees that they're actually specifically asking for, your education section could live lower in the document so that it's not a key selling point, while you allow your core strengths section or some killer experiences that you've had and you're highlighting those transferable skills. You can really allow that to shine rather than taking them off guard by them skimming and one of the first things they see being that education section, and they're like,
oh, they don't have the right degree that we're asking for. Maybe we shouldn't continue.
So think about that from that perspective as well. Are your elements on your resume in the most impactful order possible? And hack number 5 for a standout resume is a bit of a mindset one, and it's ditch the perfectionism. And I don't mean the perfectionism of the resume. You do not want to be sitting in a resume with spelling errors, typos, and looking messy, of course not.
No.
But what I mean is the overthinking of it before you apply. Because the reality of the market right now is that applications are starting to get looked at in the first 24 hours, 48 hours, the recruiter is starting to move. And they may not even look at your resume if it comes into even if the job's still open. And so what that means is that you've got to ditch that perfectionism and just do the best you can in the time you have in that first sort of 3 days of the job posting to curate that amazing tailored resume and marketing pitch, because the best resumes are the ones that get seen.
I agree with y'all.
Because it could be the most beautiful, compelling marketing pitch in the world, your resume, but if it's not being seen by a human because you're always submitting that last minute in the last few days, then that is a lot of your hard work going to waste. And we don't want that for you. We want you to be generating those job offers.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get it.
All right, friends, let me know which hack you are going to be applying to your next job application in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check out that free resume masterclass of mine. It's some of my best content. You know that I do not hold back. Again, that's badasscareers.com/badassmasterclass for all of my juiciest resume tips and strategies in one place. Otherwise, sending you all the good vibes for your job search, and I'll see you in the next video here on the Badass Careers YouTube channel. Bye!